Hello, this is Jonathan Welsh from the Wall Street Journal. I'm speaking today with Danica Patrick, who drives the GoDaddy Chevrolet in the Nascar Sprint Cup Series. Next race is in Kansas, and she's going to be driving a car in the livery for breast cancer awareness, and we're chatting with her about that today. So how did the breast cancer awareness campaign come together, and how did NASCAR become involved?
It's obviously such a huge thing. October is pink, right? And last year for the Charlotte race in October, my car was painted out for breast cancer awareness, and it was really just such a successful race, and it was so well received that they decided to do it for a whole month this year. So it was, I think it's a great decision, and we're just all trying to do our part. And
you became involved in part, at least, through kind of the trials and tribulations of a good friend, correct? Who was diagnosed with, or who was
tested for the breast cancer gene. And I mean, we're young, we're only mid-20s, and she was tested for it. It ran in her family, and she was tested positive. So she was given a 90-some% chance that she was going to get breast cancer, and so she elected to do double mastectomy. And that's the thing that comes from raising money for detection, research, learning more about the disease and how to diagnose it and how to cure it. And because of all the things that have been done over the years with learning about how to detect that, she was able to take advantage of it. And so speaking of, GoDaddy's donating $50,000 to the Breast Cancer Foundation.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the season itself, where Kansas is the next race. Is that a track that you like? Is it a track that has some pluses, some minuses? What are you looking forward to at this next race?
Well, Kansas, for those who follow racing, repaves have been a huge thing in NASCAR, with the tracks getting new pavement put down, and it creates a different kind of racing. The track is very smooth, it's very fast, there's a lot of grip, so I feel like that's played into to our team and our setups, and for me, I felt comfortable on those tracks. So it's one of those, and we had a decent race at the beginning of the year, and hopefully we have a good one this coming weekend.
And of course, the season is winding down, but as you look forward, are there a few races you look forward to in particular because the track suits you, or you have more experience?
Yes, I mean, I think that going back to Martinsville will be great. I finished 12th at the beginning of the year. That was my first time, so that was one of those races that if I just cannot be a problem out there, it'll be all right. But I was much opposite of that, so it was a really great weekend. And then going back to Talladega, a super speedway, much like Daytona, have been good tracks for me. So a couple of those coming up, two of which I'll be driving this car. Bright green and bright pink. You can't miss me.